Welcome back to the Chelsea Show, where we bring you the latest, most reliable updates from Stamford Bridge and break them down with the fans firmly in mind. Chelsea reach full agreement with Morgan Rogers as talks conclude. Successfully, Chelsea have taken another decisive step in their long-term rebuilding project after reaching a full agreement with Morgan Rogers, with negotiations now successfully concluded between all parties. The deal represents a significant moment in Chelsea's ongoing strategy to invest in young, dynamic talent capable of shaping the club's future both domestically and in European competitions. After weeks of positive discussions, Chelsea and the players' representatives have found common ground on personal terms, while talks between the clubs also progressed smoothly. Sources close to the negotiations indicate that the process was professional and constructive from start to finish, allowing the agreement to be wrapped up without major obstacles. This smooth conclusion highlights Chelsea's clear intent and strong planning in the transfer market. Morgan Rogers, who has impressed with his versatility, athleticism, and technical quality, is viewed at Stamford Bridge as a player with enormous potential. Comfortable operating across multiple attacking positions, Rogers offers pace, strength, and intelligence in the final third. His ability to drive forward with the ball, link up play, and contribute defensively makes him an attractive option for Chelsea's evolving tactical system. Chelsea's recruitment team has been monitoring Rogers for an extended period, tracking his development and performances closely. Club officials believe that his profile perfectly matches the vision being implemented by the coaching staff, one focused on energy, flexibility, and continuous improvement. By securing an agreement early and efficiently, Chelsea have once again demonstrated their determination to stay ahead of competition in the market. From the player's perspective, the move to Chelsea represents a major milestone in his career. Joining a club of Chelsea's stature provides Rogers with an opportunity to test himself at the highest level, compete for major trophies, and continue his development in an elite environment. The project presented by Chelsea, including a clear pathway for growth and consistent involvement, played a crucial role in convincing the player to commit. Chelsea supporters will be encouraged by how seamlessly the negotiations were handled. In recent windows, the club has placed a strong emphasis on securing deals that align with both sporting and financial objectives. The agreement with Morgan Rogers fits perfectly within this framework, reinforcing the idea that Chelsea are building not just for immediate success, but for sustained excellence over the coming seasons. Tactically, Rogers adds valuable depth and competition to Chelsea's squad. His versatility allows the manager to deploy him in various roles depending on the opposition and match situation. Whether used as a wide attacker, an advanced midfielder, or in a more central attacking role, Rogers brings intensity and creativity that can unlock defences and support the team's pressing structure. Behind the scenes, Chelsea's leadership remains confident that this signing will pay dividends in the long term. The club sees Rogers as a player who can grow alongside other young talents, forming the backbone of a competitive and balanced squad. With the agreement now in place, attention will turn to final formalities, including medical assessments and official announcements. As Chelsea continue to strengthen their squad, the successful conclusion of talks with Morgan Rogers sends a clear message to rivals. The Blues are focused, organised, and committed to executing their vision. For fans, this deal represents another reason for optimism as Chelsea push forward into a new era defined by ambition, smart recruitment, and belief in emerging talent. With everything now agreed, anticipation continues to build around Rogers' arrival and his potential impact at Stamford Bridge. If his development continues on its current trajectory, Chelsea may well have secured a player capable of making a lasting contribution to the club's future success. Another news, the talks progress well between Chelsea, Mike Maignan and Marc Guéhi. Ahead of January transfer window, Chelsea's preparations for the January transfer window are gathering serious momentum, with negotiations involving Mike Maignan, Marc Guéhi and the club reported to be progressing positively. The Blues are determined to strengthen key areas of the squad, and both players have emerged as top priorities as Chelsea look to reinforce their ambitions for the second half of the season and beyond. According to sources close to the discussions, Chelsea's talks with AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan are moving in a promising direction. The French international has long been admired at Stamford Bridge for his composure, leadership, and world-class shot-stopping ability. Chelsea's recruitment team believes Maignan fits perfectly into the club's long-term vision, offering not only immediate quality, but also experience at the highest level, including in the Champions League and with the French national team. Maignan is understood to be open to the idea of a Premier League challenge, with Chelsea presenting a project centred around stability, ambition, and a clear sporting plan. Personal terms are not expected to be a major obstacle, as both sides share optimism about reaching an agreement if clubs can align on a suitable transfer structure. Chelsea see Maignan as a potential cornerstone for their rebuild, someone capable of bringing authority and consistency to the goalkeeping department. At the same time, Chelsea's pursuit of Marc Guéhi is also advancing smoothly. The Crystal Palace defender, a former Chelsea Academy graduate, remains highly regarded within the club. Chelsea view Guéhi as a defender who understands the club's culture and philosophy, while also having matured into one of the Premier League's most reliable centre-backs. His leadership, positional intelligence, and ball-playing ability make him an ideal fit for Chelsea's defensive needs. Negotiations with Guéhi's camp are described as positive, with the player keen on a return to Stamford Bridge should the right conditions be met. Chelsea believe Guéhi's familiarity with the league and his proven consistency would allow him to slot straight into the squad without the need for a long adaptation period. Talks with Crystal Palace are expected to be complex but constructive, as Chelsea explore different options to complete the deal during the January window. Internally, Chelsea see the potential signings of the January transfer window by completing the signing of Morgan ROGERS. The club's England's most exciting young fans and rivals alike that Chelsea remained fully quietly developing behind the scenes at the highest level, became one of the most talked about transfers of the winter, as the Blues continue their long-term project is viewed as building a young, dynamic squad for the future and building a more balanced, for Morgan ROGERS. The transfer marks a defining moment in his career, surrounds all parties involved, a reward for years of patience. While no deal has been finalised yet, and steady the tone of negotiations suggests Chelsea are confident of making significant progress in the coming weeks. Morgan ROGERS' journey to Stamford Bridge was far from straightforward. The January transfer window, seen as a raw talent with immense physical and technical ability, of both Mike Maignan and ROGERS had to fight for recognition that would represent a major boost to the club's ambitions for the present and the future, and moments of doubt. Chelsea supporters will now be watching closely as the January window proved that Chelsea's recruitment team had been watching decisive action when the transfer window impressed with his versatility. Another news: Morgan ROGERS completes dream. January move to Chelsea. Chelsea Football Club sent a clear message to the Premier League during the January transfer window by completing the signing of Morgan ROGERS, one of England's most exciting young attacking talents. The move, which had been quietly developing behind the scenes, became one of the most talked about transfers of the winter as the Blues continued their long-term project of building a young, dynamic squad for the future. For Morgan ROGERS, the transfer marked a defining moment in his career, a reward for years of patience, hard work, and steady development. A rise built on persistence. Morgan ROGERS' journey to Stamford Bridge was far from straightforward. Once seen as a raw talent with immense physical and technical ability, ROGERS had to fight for recognition through loan spells, tough competitions for places, and moments of doubt. However, the January window proved that Chelsea's recruitment team had been watching closely. ROGERS impressed with his versatility, operating across the front line as a winger, attacking midfielder, and even as a false nine. His combination of pace, power, close control, and intelligent movement made him a perfect fit for Chelsea's evolving tactical system. Chelsea's scouts were particularly impressed by his maturity on the ball, his ability to drive forward under pressure, and his willingness to track back defensively, qualities that aligned perfectly with the club's new identity. Why Chelsea moved in January? Chelsea's decision to act in January rather than wait until the summer was strategic. Injuries, inconsistency, and the need for fresh attacking energy pushed the club into action. While the Blues already possessed a talented squad, the coaching staff believed ROGERS could offer something different: directness, unpredictability, and hunger. Negotiations progressed quickly once Chelsea made their interest concrete. Talks between the clubs remained professional, and Rodgers himself made it clear that he was eager to take the next step in his career. By mid-January, the deal was finalised, with Rodgers signing a long-term contract that reflects Chelsea's confidence in his future. The player's dream move. For Morgan Rodgers, joining Chelsea was more than just a transfer. It was a dream fulfilled. Speaking after the announcement, he described the move as a massive moment and emphasised his desire to grow, learn and compete at the highest level. "I've worked my whole life for an opportunity like this," Rodgers said. "Chelsea is a huge club with a clear vision, and I want to be part of that journey." Sources close to the player revealed that Rodgers was attracted not only by Chelsea's history, but also by the club's commitment to developing young players and giving them real opportunities on the pitch. Tactical impact at Stamford Bridge. On the pitch, Rodgers brings flexibility. His ability to operate between the lines allows Chelsea to switch formations seamlessly during matches. Whether deployed on the right wing, drifting centrally, or making late runs into the box, Rodgers offers solutions to tactical problems Chelsea faced earlier in the season. The coaching staff sees him as a player who can grow into a key role over time rather than being rushed. His physical profile suits the intensity of the Premier League, while his technical ability allows him to thrive in possession-based systems. Fans react with excitement. Chelsea fans quickly embrace the signing. Social media buzzed with highlights of Rodgers' best performances, and many supporters praised the club's smart recruitment rather than chasing only high-profile names. There is a sense among the fan base that Morgan Rodgers represents the kind of signing Chelsea wants to make: young, hungry, and ready to fight for the badge. A new chapter begins. As the January window closed, Morgan Rodgers arrived at Cobham ready to write the next chapter of his career. For Chelsea, the signing symbolises ambition and belief in the future. For Rodgers, it is a chance to prove that he belongs on one of football's biggest stages. The journey is only beginning, but one thing is certain: Morgan Rodgers to Chelsea is a